Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be continuing our 5-year rebuild series here on the YouTube channel. Today, we are doing the Illinois Fighting Illini. Now, recently, Illinois played the team on the right there, Indiana, and Indiana put belt to ass on Indiana. I believe the final score was like 69-10 or whatnot. It was crazy. Illinois was number 9 in the land. They have fallen off drastically. Well, they get a chance this weekend, as I'm recording this, probably next, like a few weeks, this is going up later. They have a chance to right that wrong. They're taking on USC tomorrow, Saturday for me. Probably this game already happened when you're already seeing this video. Anyway, Illinois, and also I didn't do Illinois last year, so that's why I'm doing them today. That's also another reason. But anyway, Illinois is an 82 overall, 84 in the offense, 81 defense. Then run the multiple offense in the base. 3-4. Let's go. Here is the roster. We have Mr. Luke Altmyer, the senior quarterback, starting for us. We also have Ethan Hampton. And then we have two freshmen in Jerishon Newton and Carson Boyd. Playing style, brand exposure. I think Jerishon Newton will be hopefully the answer we need. Also, we have Trey Petty there. Running back, we have Aiden Loggery, probably butchered his name, 86 with 91 speed. Caden, Kyle Valentine, John, and we have Mr. Cedric there. Fullback, we have none. Receivers, we have Hudson Clement, Colin Dixon, Mario Sanders II, and Hank, followed by these beautiful gentlemen over here. Tanner Arkin, starting tight end, and all these guys here. I'm not going to read, you guys know the drill by now. J.C. Davis is our starting left tackle with a 90 overall. We do have a freshman, but he ain't good right now. Left guard, we have Josh, followed by Tomawa, probably butchered it. Then these guys here, we do have at the D tackle Kurt Neal, and then Glenn Hunt, Isaiah White, and then Angelo there. At the Sam, we have Gabe Jackus, 92 overall. That's a Sam. That's great. Followed by we have Miles Scott, and then these guys here. At the strong safety, we have Matthew Bailey, followed by these guys. Kicker, we have David, and punter, we have Keelan Crimmins. All right, let's try to build Illinois to the powerhouse. Let's go recruit. Miguel Sepulveda, committed. Cordell Foster, committed. Oral Folkerts, committed. Josh Jolly, committed. Isaiah Dennis, committed. Taylor Schultz, committed. Addison McKinney, committed. Philip Jewell, committed. Nick Newton, committed. Mitch Fritz, committed. Byron Butts, committed. Osifa Ruse, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're somehow ranked the third best team in the land, going to the Big Ten title, taking on Penn State. Let's freaking go. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Byron Brown, quarterback from South Florida. He had 3,442 yards, 32 tutties, and a 69% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the college football playoff, taking on Michigan. And ladies and gentlemen, we beat Michigan on to the quarters. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Orange Bowl, taking on Clemson. And ladies and gentlemen, we gave it a valiant effort, but we do lose by 2 to Clemson. 49-47 your final. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year one stats. Luke Altmyer, 320 for 477, 67% completion percentage, 3,530 yards, 31 tutties, and 4 picks. Rushing, Aiden, 285 for 1,606 yards, 12 tutties. How about Caden, 128 for 590, 25 tutties. Holy crap. Luke, 114 for 185. Valentine, 33 for 157, 2 tutties. Receiving, Dixon, 16 for 931, 7 tutties. Hudson, 78 for 841, 10 tutties. Tanner, 78 for 731, 5 tutties. Justin, 38 for 412, 3 tutties. Aiden, 27 224, 1 tutty. Mario, 13 for 149, 1 tutty. Cole, 7 for 95. Caden, 10 for 88, 3 tutties. Valentine, 7 for 59, 1 tutty. How about the defense here? 81 tackles by Dylan and Xavier. 74 by Tori. Miles, 71, 67 by Mac. Matthew Bailey, 6'6". Leon, 6'5", 53 for Caleb. Tomaya, 41. Tackles lost, 18 by Leon. Gabe with 13. Tomaya with 10. 7 by Kurt Neal. James with 6. Gentle Hunt with 6. 4 by Isaiah White. Dylan and Mac both with 3 apiece. How about sacks? 10 by Leon. Gabe with 9. 3.5 by Tomahawk. Kurt Neal, 2.5. 2 by James. Half sack by Gentle and Isaiah White. Interception, 6 by Xavier Scott. Matthew Bailey, 2. 1 by Leon, Dylan, Torrey, and Miles Scott. We made the playoff in year one. Let's freaking go. Let's build upon that. And ladies and gentlemen, Clemson goes on to win the Natty over Penn State, 34-31. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of people leaving us but we were able to convince some of them to stay. Let's hit the portal and add some talent. James Herrick, committed. Jaheim Singletary, committed. David Stone, committed. Javon Robinson, committed. Bo Masco, committed. Trey White, committed. Dylan Edwards, committed. Jalen Buckley, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 10th best class in the nation. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th best in the Big Ten. We made the playoff in year 1. We got a solid recruiting class. Let's try to win a natty, maybe in year 2. Maybe I'm a little over my head, but let's try. PJ Brooks, committed. Dante Naani, committed. Braden Deere, committed. Terrell Ruffin, committed. Kevin Crook, committed. George Ellington, committed. Bobby Diablo, committed. Ricky Perkins, committed. Jamie Van Buren, committed. DeMarcus Story, committed. Bradley Ogle, committed. Alex Swift, committed. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is Josh Hoover. Quarterback of Ole Miss, he had 4,400 and passing yards, 35 tutties, and a 65% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Fenway Bowl, taking on Air Force. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Fenway Bowl here in year 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 2 stats. Newton, 230 for 379, 60% completion percentage, 2,571 yards, 26 tutties, and 8 picks. Rushing, Edwards, 249 for 1,243, 14 tutties. Buckley, 107 for 622. 7 tutties. Newton, 113 for 362, 4 tutties. Caden, 7 for 693, tutties. Dixon, 2 for 4. How about receiving? Dixon, 46 for 698, tutties. Hudson, 60 for 633, 8 tutties. Davin, 43 for 428. Justin, 34 for 353, 7 tutties. Dylan Edwards, 23, 237 for 1 tutty. Bucky, 15 for 131, 1 tutty. Patrick, 7 for 82, 1 tutty. Caden, 1 for 16. And Malik, 1 for 1. How about the defense here? 75 tackles by Javon. Grant, 72, 63 by Trey White. Matthew, 61, 59 by Mac. Caleb, 54, 47 for Josh. Naheem, 44. And Addison with 40 tackles for loss. 19 by Trey White. David Stone, 16, 13 by Addison. 12 by Tamoa. 6 by Angelo. 4 by Grant and Daniel. 3 by Jolly. 2 by Matthew. 1 by Robinson, Patterson, Jaheim, and Nick. And Isaiah White. Sacks, 8 by White and Stone, 5 by Tamoa, Addison 4.5, 2 by Angelo, 1.5 by Grant, and we also had half a sack by Jaheim and Matthew Bailey. Interceptions, 3 by Robinson, 2 by Jolly, Bo, and Grant, 1 by Caleb and Jaheim. Obviously a little bit disappointing year after that great year 1, but let's get back on track in year 3. And ladies, it was an all-SEC showdown with Georgia beating Ole Miss 34-30. Well, this ain't good. Newton and Boyd are both leaving us. We do have a quarterback coming in this year, so that's okay, I guess. But Mason is also leaving, but Brandon is also staying. All right, hit the portal, baby. King Ku Udijo commits. Zion Umenzulu commits. Justin Marshall committed. Marcus Moser committed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 7th best class in the nation. That's the 3rd best in the Big Ten. Lots of talent. Hopefully year 3, it's a better year for us. Let's go. Ahmed Shorter committed. Reggie Valls committed. Jaden Thielen committed. J.R. Farrow committed. Leonard Tolchi committed. Garrison Countez committed. Tommy Paris committed. Cortland Bettis committed. Ruben Chidador committed. Matt Cummings committed. John Yearby committed. R.J. Lane committed. Marcus Morton committed. Dante McNabb committed. Clayton Mears committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Big Ten championship, and we're taking on USC. Jarek Vines committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We've won the Big Ten here in year 3. And ladies and gentlemen, our 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Bryce Underwood, quarterback of Clemson. He had 4,148 yards, 47 tutties, and a 73% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the Rose Bowl, taking on Clemson. And ladies and gentlemen, we done it. We have won the Rose Bowl on in the semis. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Orange Bowl, taking on Notre Dame. And ladies and gentlemen, we gave it our best effort, but we fall to Notre Dame 31-24. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 3 stats. Ricky Perkins, 290 for 476, 60% completion percentage, 3,396 yards, 27 tutties, 9 pick. He's only a freshman. He can only get better from here. Rushing, Robinson, 307 for 1,821 tutties. Wow, 21 tutties, damn. Justin Marshall, 141 for 648, 7 tutties. Ricky Perkins, 129 for 175, 4 tutties. John, 16 for 52 with a tutty. Receiving, Dixon, 59 for 860, 8 tutties. Dennis, 53, 712, 8 tutties. Malik, 59, 699, 5 tutties. Davon, 65, 6, 65, 3 tutties. Justin, 24, 193. Robinson the second, 20 for 159, 1 tutty. Patrick Mahoney, 6 for 71, 1 tutty. Foster, 2 for 21, 1 tutty. James, 2 for 16. How about the defense here? 82 tackles by Grant Bierman, 72 by Jaheim. Byron Butts, 68, along with Miguel. 59 by Zina. Josh Jolly with the 56. Tackles lost, David Sohn, 25. Zina with 17. 16 by Osa. Addison, 11. 7 by JoJo. 4 by Grant. Angelo, 4. 2 by Jaheim. 1 by John and Ruffin. Sacks we had 11.5 by Osa. David Sohn, 10.5. 8.5 by Zina. 3 by Addison. 1 by Grant, Angelo, and Ruffin. JoJo Hayden, 1.5. Interceptions, 3 by Byron Butts. Jaheim with 2, along with Miguel and Josh Jolly. 1 by Zina. All right, we came close in year 3. Hopefully year 4 we get to the Natty. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, it was Notre Dame beating Georgia 42-28. Georgia, of course, going on a run from the 10 seed to the Natty. Again, we always lose to the national championship team winning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're only losing 3 players. Zina, that one kind of stings, I'm not going to lie. Alex Swift and Joe. Let's hit the portal and get more training. Taylor Dukes committed. Shamal Earls committed. Saquon Smith committed. Kevin Otis committed. William Walker committed. Brett Carroll committed. Manasseh Itet commits. Charles Lester III committed. Adam Kruger committed. Russell Babinoxi committed. Takelen Muex commits. George Rush committed. Adrian Vasquez committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 4th best class in the nation. That's the 2nd in the best Big Ten behind Ohio State. We've got a lot of talent. I think this could be our year. Let's go. Benjamin Redman committed. Dwayne Bostick committed. Dwayne Dragos committed. Broderick Logan committed. Joel Wingman committed. Walt Orlando committed. Abdul Collar committed. Kyle Babinexi committed. Ed Missouri committed. Kevin Burkovici committed. Darrell Armour committed. Andre Sesson committed. Aiden Hawkins committed. Niles Thomas committed. Rico Benjamin committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the Big Ten Championship, taking on USC. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2028 Heisman Trophy winner is Bryce Bart Baker, quarterback from Pittsburgh. He had 4,514 yards, 44 tutties, and a 69% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the college football playoff, and we're taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. And ladies and gentlemen, we got our ass handed to us. I thought we could win the Natty this year, but I was wrong. Bama wins 31-19. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year free stats. Ricky Perkins, 295, 436, 67% completion percentage, 3,356 yards, 33 tutties, 7 picks. Please, Ricky, please don't transfer. Please don't transfer. You're our guy. Smith, 263 for 1,215 yards, 8 touchdowns. These are rushing now. Adams, 116 for 359, 18 tutties. Ricky, 102 for 203, 1 tutty. John, 19 for 53. How about the receiving game here? Russell, 57 for 955, 12 tutties. Patrick, 63 for 689, 3 tutties. Dennis, 65 for 686, 4 tutties. James, 65, 662, 11 tutties. Smith, 20 for 146, 2 tutties. Adam, 9 for 80. Oldley, 5 for 72 with a tutty. John, 10 for 65. And Marcus, 1 for 1. How about the defense here? 93 tackles by Grant Bierman. Charles with 71, 63 by Miguel, 56 by Osso, 50 by Angelo, 49 by Earl. Josh with 47, 46 for Addison, 44 for Byron Butts, 40 for JoJo. Tackles lost Oso with 23, 20 for Angelo, 19 by Addison, 8 by John. Otis with 7, 5 by King. Grant Bierman and Charles with 4 apiece, 2 by JoJo, 1 by Miguel and Cordell. Sacks 15.5 by Oso, 10 by Angelo, 7 by John, 5.5 by Addison, 3.5 by King, 2.5 by Oates, 1.5 by Charles and JoJo. Interceptions 9 by Byron Butts, 6 by Miguel, 1 by Lester, JoJo, Earl, Josh, and Mr. Scott. All right, we're probably going to be losing some key pieces, but hopefully year 5 is our year. Let's go to the portal and add talent. And ladies and gentlemen, it was Clemson taking on USC for the national championship, but Clemson going on a run from the 5 seed to the national title. They beat USC 31-28. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's leaving besides Des, but we have freaking 4 guys going in the top 2 rounds of the draft. But yeah, at least our quarterbacks say so. We might have a shot. Let's go to the portal. Clayton Cantwell committed. Raleigh Cookos committed. Matthew Payne committed. Clyde Workman committed. Marcus Peters committed. John Morey committed. Titus Holyfield committed. And ladies and gentlemen, here in year 4, we finished with the best class in the nation. and that's the best in the Big Ten. All right, we've got all the best talent we could have gotten. Let's go win Illinois a national championship. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think this may have been the best squad we have built to date. Ricky Perkins, our quarterback, 93 overall, playing up to 95. He should be our guy. I hope we can get it done with him, or else it's a shame. Running backs are a little bit skeptical. We do have Adam, we do have John, and we do have Cedric with 96 speed, our other freshmen there. I don't know if they're going to play. Receiving core looks good. I am a big fan of Isaiah Dennis. I believe he came in the same time as Ricky Perkins or the year before. We have Russell, we have James, we have John, Ahmed. We'll see how they perform. Tight end, we have John, and we have Titus. Left tackle, Osifo Ruse. I think he was a recruit from year 1 up to 95. Randy, if we had another year, he would be replacing Ruse, but that's not how it goes. We have him. 99, Taylor Schultz. He's, of course, 97 overall, but playing up to a 99. We count it, okay? 99, let's freaking go. Center, we have Marcus Peters there. We have Mitch Lehman up to a 90. Clayton Cantwell, our transfer, comes in. Or was he here? I think he was a transfer. Up to a 94. We do also have Adrian Icy. I don't know how to pronounce this freaking guy's name. 92 overall with the freshman there. Cordell Foster along with Cameron Brooks. Along with these two guys on our right end D tackle. This position's loaded. We have Vales, we have Otis, we have Farrow, and we have McKenzie. Of course, I think a year 1 recruit, and then we have a shitload of D tackles. PJ Brooks and Bobby at the Sam. Jamarcus Story and George Ellington at the Mike linebacker position there. Cornerback, let's see the will. 99 King, whatever his name is. He's a 90 freaking 9, a true 99. So, our linebacker core looking good. At the cornerbacks, we have Dante Nanani playing up to a 98, 97 overall. Matt Payne, Caltez, Cooks, Armo, and RJ Armour's the freshman. Our corner's looking good. We do have 3 freshmen there. Free safety, Earl Folk is playing up to a 99, or is a 99, followed by Jamie Van Burden, also the 99, with 99 speed there. And then we also have Taiwan Cox and about others. We do have Dez. I'm probably benching him for the other free safety. We have Francisco and Gabe. This team is freaking loaded, but this team don't mean jack if we don't win a natty. So here we go. We're going to turn auto recruiting on, and let's hit the sim. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're 6-2. I'm kind of a little disappointed. We lost to Wisconsin by 3, and then lost by 15 to Washington. Kind of a little disappointed here with 4 games to go against Indiana, Maryland, Rutgers, and Northwestern. But I think our team is good enough. We should be in the playoff regardless. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made the college football playoff, but we're not getting a bye. We're playing in the opening round. We're at home, and we're taking on UCLA. Here we are in Illinois at our beautiful home stadium. Where do they play? Is it Champaign or Chicago? I think it's Champaign, right? Anyway, we should dominate UCLA. We're 99, 99, 99. This is the 5th year, the most crucial year. So let's get the job done. Isaiah Dennis with a 10-yard touchdown to tie things up at 7. Adam Kruger with a 2-yard rush to give us a 14-10 lead. Come on. 3rd and 4. This is big. Tie game. Ricky Perkins. Got Donis. First down. Timeout. Here we go. 1st and 10 now. We're going to send a man in motion. Hand off to Forrester. Timeout UCLA. Here we go. Ricky Perkins. 2nd and 9 here. Runs up the middle, and my guard, these fat fucks need to fuck off. 3rd and 12. Ricky Perkins here. Take it off yourself, Ricky. Oh, you fat fuck block! Here we go. To send us to the quarters. He's taking a shot. Thank God he didn't. I thought he caught it. A little bit closer than I would like it, but we're on to the quarters. Let's go. And here we are. We're going down to the Orange Bowl, taking on Ole Miss. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Hard Rock, home of your lovely Miami Dolphins. They're fucking dog shit, bro. Don't even get me started. Here we are, Ole Miss, Illinois' trip to the semifinals. We're at 99, 99, 99. We should be winning this game, but games are not meant to be won on paper. They're meant to be played on the field. Here we go. Trip to the semis. Can we get the job done? Find out right here, right now. James Herrick with a 51-yard touchdown to give us a 7-0 lead after 1. And Adam Kruger with a 3-yard touchdown rush, 17-0. Illinois. And ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We got the job done. Took care of Ole Miss. 30-14 the final. We're now in the semis. Let's go. Well, we thought we had it easy, but this is probably where the rebuild ends. Georgia is our daddy, and we're taking on them in the Rose Bowl, but can we surpass them? Here we are at the Rose Bowl, wearing our all orange here. Taking on our daddy, the Georgia Bulldogs. But again, we are better than Georgia. 99, 99, 99. They're in the 94s. But that's paper talking. Games are meant to be won on the field. Let's take care of business and get to the national championship. All right, we're down 10-3, but we have first and goal at the 10. Perkins goes nowhere. And here we are. Second and goal. Ricky Perkins finds a man, touchdown! Fighting Illini. I don't know why I was thinking Cyclones. Tie game, 2:01 to go. 3rd and 15. Can we get this to a field goal? Perkins. He's got a man. He dropped it though. First and goal at the 5. Chance to make it a 10-point lead. Perkins, hands off to Adam. 4-yard gain. Second and goal from the 1. Perkins, hands off to Adam, and he's going nowhere. 3rd and goal from the 3. Perkins. Oh my God, I thought it was picked for a minute, but Dennis gets open. Touchdown, Illinois, 10-point lead. Let's freaking go. Ladies and gentlemen, we defeat Daddy Georgia. And we are now in the national championship. Who will we be taking on? I have no clue. But suck it, Georgia. Suck it. Let's go, Fighting Illini. And ladies and gentlemen, it's the Orange in Clemson taking on the Orange in Illinois for the national championship. Let's freaking go. Let's get the job done. Here we are. We're back at the Hard Rock, home of your Miami Dolphins. Don't get me started on those frauds. Anyway, here for a national title. Clemson, they are a really good team, but we might be the better team. We might be the best team in the nation. But again, games are played on the field and not on paper. Here we go at the Hard Rock, Miami Gardens. Chance to win the national title. Let's freaking go. Adam Kruger with another 3-yard touchdown rush. 7-7. Ricky Perkins, you freaking beast. 65-yard rushing touchdown. 14-7 at the half. 3rd and goal at the 4. A chance to make it an 11-point game. Ricky Perkins finds Dennis. Touchdown, Fighting Illini. 21-10. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, we get the job done. The Fighting Illini win the national championship. Let's go. Yeah, they lost by 60 to Indiana, but they can call themselves national champions now. We beat Clemson by 11, I believe that is, if I do my math right. Suck on it, Dabo. Suck on it. Lift the trophy with pride. Fighting Illini, let's frickin' go! Ladies and gentlemen, you love to see, I think we are on a run. I think we've won a natty in like 4 out of our last 5-year rebuilds. Could be wrong, but I think we're starting to figure out the recruiting in this game. We're starting to put it all together, building dynasties, and we're winning national titles. I mean, yeah, we struggle with some small schools, but it is what it is. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, hit like, hit subscribe. When I say like and subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing this. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you have a great day or have a great night, depending on when you watch this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.